And it looked like Shedeur Sanders will be sent to field very, very soon. The Brown offense is horrible. I mean, hella bad. I mean, pick them up, drop them, throw them in a trash can bad. Joe Flacco is ridiculous. And as of right now, the Cleveland Brown coaching staff look like it's the worst in the damn league. And I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders is sitting on the sideline rubbing his hands together like Birdman because he about to get ready to come in and make history, dog.
Breaking news, folks, Shedeur Sanders could be striding into Cleveland to snatch that Browns starting job like it's a flash sale at Walmart. This isn't subtle, it's the NFL's equivalent of a mid-season plot twist. Cleveland has tried every quarterback experiment imaginable, draft picks, prayers, maybe even a few lucky charms, and now Shedeur rolls in with swagger, style, and Wi-Fi stronger than the offensive line. Is he the savior or just the next headline waiting to implode? Buckle up, because this saga is about to erupt.
I think we're going to see him earlier than expected because I think the offense is awful. And I think that when you have your defense that's out there playing the way that they played in 2 of the 3 weeks that they played, showing you how elite they can be, then you can't continue to go week to week being as anemic and impotent offensively as the Joe Flacco-led offense has been. Eventually, obviously, you're going to put Dylan Gabriel in there. He's a bit undersized, even though he's skilled, he's a bit undersized, and I think that will be exposed come on NFL Sunday. And at some point in time, the fans there are going to clamor to see Shedeur Sanders.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. The Cleveland Browns, folks, have cranked their quarterback carousel so wildly it's starting to resemble an amusement park ride that ought to come with seatbelts and barf bags. And right at the heart of that dizzying chaos strolls Shedeur Sanders, carrying that Dion DNA, rocking an iced-out watch, and exuding enough swagger to make half the locker room wonder if they even belong in the same league. It's not just another QB arrival, it's a full-blown statement entering the eye of the storm.
Right now, I'm not the only one that believes this because according to ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, he got time today. Stephen A. Smith told it like it is. Shedeur Sanders is about to come in because they have no other choice. Dylan Gabriel is undersized, and everybody is not looking at that. Dylan Gabriel is a little quarterback, bro. He's been playing against preseason opposition. This is the real deal NFL first teams he playing up against. These are professional athletes, bro. Not riding the bench lineman, riding the bench linebacker secondary, none of that. No, these are all pro players. These are the best of the best football players in the world that you could.
Apparently, the Browns aren't just shopping for a quarterback, they're auditioning for a full-on spectacle. Think about it, this franchise has cycled through more signal callers than most people have swiped on dating apps. Every year it's the same tragic formula: draft a savior, pump the hype, toss him behind a shaky O-line, watch him scramble like he's dodging debt collectors, and then quietly dump him once the experiment crashes and burns.
Have you been keeping up with Shedeur in Cleveland? What's the best piece of advice you've given him as a dad and as a coach?
Be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. And it's coming up.
There we go.
You know, I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year.
It's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, he can get a shot.
And that's all you can ask for as a player. All you can ask for is the opportunity, right?
Tell me this, because this is all over the media, because I know y'all keep it a buck. That's why I love y'all to like this.
But now, with Shedeur in the picture, Cleveland looks ready to dump the whole development project in the trash and just hand him the keys to the offense like, here kid, try not to wreck it. And here's the twist, he might actually keep it on the road. This isn't some anonymous rookie tiptoeing into the dog pound with shaky knees. This is Shedeur, walking in like he's been here before.
He spoke a lot of truth in what he said, basically exposing the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski, Jimmy Haslam, and Andrew Berry. Now, we all know the situation that's going on in Cleveland. Everybody wants to see Shedeur Sanders get his chance to get on the football field. And Kevin Stefanski is standing on his principles and his morals that he is not moving away from Joe Flacco.
No, this is Shedeur Sanders, the guy who turned Colorado football into a weekly Netflix episode. He's got the cool factor, the highlight reels, and yes, the audacity to make Cleveland fans believe in miracles. That's right, Cleveland fans, the same group that's been burned so many times they practically walk into the stadium with emotional insurance policies, are actually buzzing. You have to admit, it's hilarious. The Browns, a team known for turning quarterbacks into cautionary tales, now expecting Shedeur to start as like a guy who can't cook water suddenly announcing he's opening a 5-star restaurant. The confidence is wild. But the thing is, Shedeur carries himself in a way that makes even skeptics pause. He's not shy about telling the world he's that guy. And when you've got that kind of unshakable energy, people start to buy in, even if logic is screaming at them not to. Injuries, inconsistency, and just plain bad luck have turned the Browns' QB room into something that feels cursed. So of course, the solution is to toss Shedeur right into the fire. Why ease him in when you can strap him into a rocket and launch him headfirst into AFC North chaos?
It should be the Cleveland Shedeurs. Okay, the Cleveland Shedeur. I don't want to hear nothing about Flacco. It's Shedeur's time now. You don't postpone this kind of budding greatness. Flacco can back up Shedeur, but ain't no way in the world you gonna put this jack back in the box. No, sir. I don't want people to go out there and act like they didn't see what we just saw. We not finna do that. Not on my watch, we not doing that. We saw that man go out there with about 5 reps, and it wasn't even the first team. He was out there playing with future insurance salesmen, okay? Out there catching passes. I don't know who 89 was. I don't know who that is. They didn't give this man every reason to fail. He had the least amount of passing reps. He had the least amount of water. He got the least amount of equipment, the shortest playbook. They didn't give him all.
The AFC North, by the way, is not exactly the kiddie pool of the NFL. This is the division of bruisers. Pittsburgh still believes it's 1975 and wants to hit you in the mouth every play. Baltimore has Lamar Jackson turning defenses into scrambled eggs. Cincinnati has Joe Burrow casually pulling off magician tricks while smoking imaginary cigars. And into this gladiator pit, the Browns are tossing Shedeur Sanders like a freshman walking into a frat party. Except this freshman showed up with gold chains, shades, and a camera crew. But here's the twist, it actually might work. Because Shedeur doesn't do normal. He doesn't walk into a room quietly, he walks in like it's already his. The national media circling like vultures, waiting to see if this kid gets eaten alive. And then Shedeur takes the field, calm as ever, like he's not playing in front of 70,000 pressure-cooked souls but rather practicing routes in the backyard. That's the vibe, smooth, unbothered, almost disrespectful in its calmness. And you just know defenses are going to hate it. Defensive linemen live for rattling rookies. They want fear in the eyes, stutter in the cadence, and happy feet in the pocket.
Shedeur's mentality, folks, is he truly believes he can be a franchise quarterback. That's what he wants to be. That's what the experts said he would be leading up to the draft. If you watch one of his press conferences, he literally said, if you're not trying to change the franchise, then don't come get me. Cleveland should be excited to have a guy like that wants to do that for your franchise. I hope the Browns give him a chance later in the year because he's confident. He showed flashes in preseason and, of course, during his tenure at Colorado.
But Shedeur? He'll probably check his wristwatch after throwing a first down dart, just to remind everyone he's got better things to do than panic. And that's when it gets dangerous. Because confidence, when it's real, spreads. It infects the locker room, it convinces coaches, it even makes offensive linemen hold their blocks a half-second longer because suddenly, protecting this kid feels like guarding royalty. And don't think for a second the media circus won't eat this up. Shedeur in Cleveland is like gasoline poured onto an already blazing fire. Every throw, every glance, every sideline camera pan, it'll all be dissected like he's the NFL's newest reality star. Forget boring press conferences. Forget cookie-cutter sound bites. Shedeur brings drama, flash, and the kind of energy that turns a franchise into a headline. If there's a bizarre rule interpretation that costs a playoff spot, Cleveland will be on the receiving end. Which is why starting Shedeur right away feels like one of those gambles where you're not sure if you're about to win big or lose the house. But that's the beauty of it. Because for once, the Browns are leaning into the chaos instead of fighting it. And honestly, who better than Shedeur Sanders to ride that wave? The kid has lived in chaos since day one. Spotlight, cameras, critics, doubters, he thrives on it. Where most quarterbacks crumble, he smiles for the cameras.
Will everybody stop with the Shedeur Sanders is being set up to fail narrative? Who do you want to start the game? It's preseason week 1. First option, Joe Flacco. He's played for like 20 years. He's not going to start preseason week 1. The next 2 options would be a Kenny Pickett or a Dylan Gabriel. Both are dealing with hamstring injuries. Neither has practiced a ton recently. If they've done anything, I believe it's been 7-on-7. Who do you want to start the game? The next 2 options are Shedeur and Snoop Huntley. Shedeur's been there. Snoop Huntley just got there.
So here we are, at the edge of something wild. Shedeur Sanders, expected to start for the Cleveland Browns. A sentence so unexpected, so drenched in irony, it could only exist in the NFL's ongoing soap opera. But maybe, just maybe, this time Cleveland stumbled onto the plot twist that finally works in their favor. Because while history says this is doomed, swagger says otherwise. And if there's one thing Shedeur has an infinite supply, it's swagger. The moment word got out that Shedeur might actually start, Browns fans reacted in 2 very different ways. Half of them screamed with joy like they'd just been told gas prices were dropping back to $1 a gallon, and the other half clutched their chests like they'd been informed their retirement savings were now invested entirely in blockbuster stock. The Browns rolled out Brady Quinn once upon a time like he was the next Tom Brady, only to find out he was closer to a Tom from accounting. They hyped up Johnny Manziel as if Vegas magic would somehow translate into NFL success, but what they actually got was a full-blown casino disaster. And then, of course, the endless line of quarterbacks who flashed just enough hope to make fans buy jerseys, before vanishing into obscurity like witnesses in a mob movie.
I get it, but if you're an NFL fan out there, you gotta understand what I'm saying. The Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns have bigger problems right now. Why? Because he came in there, he is a backup quarterback. All those teams passed on him round after round after round for whatever reason. Now, they have a circus at the backup position. I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders is a circus. I'm saying they have a circus on their hands. Why? Because everyone coming in the locker room, the media, everybody's looking for Shedeur Sanders.
So naturally, when Shedeur's name floated to the top, the cautious crowd groaned. But here's the thing, they still secretly believe. Because Shedeur is different. He doesn't just play football, he plays the character of a football star. The watches, the chains, the perfectly curated social media moments, it's all part of a persona that screams, I'm not here to fit in, I'm here to take over. And that energy is intoxicating for a city that's been stuck drinking flat soda for decades. Meanwhile, the Browns front office is probably sweating bullets. Because the decision to start Shedeur is not just about football, it's about optics. If he succeeds, they'll look like geniuses who saw the future before everyone else. Shedeur starting doesn't just impact Cleveland, it shakes the entire AFC North. Opposing defenses are already foaming at the mouth. You can picture TJ Watt circling the date on his calendar like it's Christmas morning. Baltimore's defense, notorious for chewing up young quarterbacks, is probably writing down exotic blitz packages like mad scientists in a lab. And Cincinnati? Well, they'll be watching from their ivory tower of stability with Joe Burrow, laughing at the chaos while sharpening their claws.
May not have had reps with the ones. What else do you want them to do in Cleveland? It's an opportunity for him. It may not be the ideal opportunity. Very rarely is it for a 5th round pick, but it's an opportunity for him to go out there and do in a game what many have reported he's done in practice. Stop with the setup to fail narrative.
But here's what they don't realize, Shedeur is not your typical rookie. Most rookies walk into the NFL wide-eyed, nervous, desperate not to screw up. Shedeur walks in with his chin up, sunglasses on, and a subtle reminder that his dad is, in fact, Deion Sanders. He's grown up in pressure. He's lived in the eye of the storm. And that's what makes him dangerous. Because what happens when the usual rookie intimidation tactics don't work? What happens when the kid isn't rattled by trash talk, sack dances, or hostile stadiums? Suddenly, defenses find themselves in an unfamiliar situation, they can't get in his head. And that's where the legend starts. Now imagine the media narrative if Shedeur pulls it off. The headlines will write themselves. A franchise so used to being mocked for dysfunction will suddenly be hailed as bold risk-takers who bet on swagger and won. Cleveland could go from cursed to cool in the blink of an eye. But let's not get carried away without addressing the obvious, this could also implode spectacularly. Picture it, Shedeur drops back, looks confident, launches a deep ball, and it lands in the hands of a safety wearing the wrong color jersey.
Given what Shedeur went through and what you went through, watching tonight, does it make it almost more meaningful than just a football game?
I'm not gonna say meaningful. We've already spoken like 3 times today. We just got off the phone joking and clowning like crazy. But he's so prepared right now. A lot of people are approaching it like a preseason game. He's approaching like a game. And that's how he's always approached everything, to prepare and to approach it like this is it. I just can't wait to see him get down tonight. But it's going to be a little weird. It's going to be a little strange. It's going to be a problem.
Suddenly, all that confidence looks like cockiness, and the critics swarm like bees at a picnic. The same fans who cheered his arrival will start mumbling about patience and rookie mistakes, while sports analysts draft their "I told you so" takes in real time. Because in the NFL, the line between hero and headline joke is thinner than Cleveland's playoff history. And yet, even in failure, Shedeur would still bring something this franchise hasn't had in years: relevance. Win or lose, succeed or stumble, people will be watching. Cleveland games will no longer be relegated to the 1 p.m. slot that only locals tune into. No, with Shedeur under center, the cameras will show up. The storylines will multiply. The Browns will, finally, matter. And in today's NFL, sometimes that's half the battle. Half the team is impressed, the other half is in disbelief, and somewhere in the back, a journeyman backup quietly realizes his career just ended before his coffee got cold. The Cleveland coaches, meanwhile, are pretending to be in control. They're giving speeches about development, schemes, and progressions, but deep down they know the truth.
I have 6 games a week, so I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekend. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything, because I truly believe the receivers we have on the scout team is really explosive and they're really great. They just need an opportunity. So, yeah, I'm very thankful. I have those guys, out there with me whenever I'm out there competing.
This is Shedeur's show now. You don't put a Sanders in the spotlight and then dim the lights. You let him shine and pray he doesn't burn the whole place down. And the fans? Oh, the fans are going to lose their minds. Browns fans are some of the most loyal, long-suffering people on earth. They've stuck with this team through factory fires of failure, and now they've been handed a quarterback who doesn't just play football but brings a sense of showbiz to the field. The dog pound won't know whether to bark, cheer, or start a fashion show to keep up. So as we head into this bizarre new chapter, one thing is certain: the NFL just got a whole lot more interesting. Because if history has taught them anything, the safe bet doesn't exist. You might as well roll the dice on the kid who thinks pressure is just another spotlight. And if that gamble pays off, well, Cleveland might just get the redemption arc it's been chasing for decades. Picture it now, Shedeur Sanders under the bright lights, the Browns' offense actually looking like something out of a highlight reel instead of a blooper compilation,